Spork. Spork. What is up, everybody? Welcome. It is a Friday morning. Kids home sick, so I get to sneak downstairs and do a live show, I guess. I was going to do a video, but there's so many topics, and I never know what to talk about anymore. I don't. I usually just let the beautiful chat decide. So that's what I want you to do. I put some stuff up there. I've been watching Vox Machina. I just started season 1 like 3 days ago. I'm almost done with season 2. Hilarious, gory, funny, great. I think it's great. I feel no woke. People are always worried about that. There are strong female characters, but they also have a vulnerable side. And that's a beautiful thing. And the guys aren't always incompetent, a-holes. They're just a-holes. And I love that. We also maybe talk some aliens and George R. R. Martin talking about everything but progress on the Winds of Winter. And I was going to do a quick video, and I might still do that later today, on the fans that are still defending him, because they come at me when I do an update on George. And I am not happy. Well, it's not that I'm not happy. I was them. It took 10 years for me to finally realize, and multiple people saying we may never get the Winds of Winter, which I still have hope. Dream of Spring? No. I just saw an interview with him. He posted on his Not a blog talking about Casterly Rock and wanting to go back to Gibraltar and blah, 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 blah. He just looks old. He looks old. And that scares me. I hope he's just trolling us all and has 2 done, but I guess he probably doesn't. J.K. Rowling gets support from an actress that actually, from the Harry Potter world, that threw her under the bus. So we might talk about that. Chat talk. So any ideas, please throw them in the chat with a Sporking ideas hashtag. I don't know. It make me feel cool. Sporking ideas hashtag. And then also one that just popped up that I think we might go over first is the breaking down of the whole, wait a minute. Me Too. The idea is positive. What came after was a witch hunt. And we're finding out that, just like Johnny Depp, Marilyn Manson was accused wrongfully and, took many years of abuse because of it. So we will read that, and, who's behind it but yet another crazy woman. Yes, indeed. But let's see who's in the chat. We got 9 people for a random Friday. Maybe more will join. I do have a tweet somewhere out there. If you are a Twitter person, I will share that link right now in the chat. If you could do me a favor and retweet it. Also, like this. If you're new here, usually 30% people are after the fact watching these. Please subscribe, like, all that good stuff. But let's see who's out there. One Man Show, my man. Greetings and salutations. How are you, my friend? The lovely Sherry and her memes. I don't miss any one of them. They're rough, but she knows what she's doing. Tina Bojan, how are you, my friend? Sean, what is up? Yes, we have members again because I'm monetized. But if you still, want to pass up YouTube, you can go to my stream elements, which I could always make sure I put in the chat. That goes directly to a PayPal, I guess. I don't know how that really works. I get money. That's all I know. You realize how much YouTube can control you when you have monetization and then they take it away. It's a messed up thing to have to go through. I put it on myself though. That was my fault. I was, thought we were editing these House of the Dragon shorts. Getting hundreds of thousands of views. And then all of a sudden, month after they were up, I got nailed by some Gmail account that was part of Warner Brothers that no one at YouTube would respond to me about. And they demonetized me. And yes, Gary was right. And he always told me not to do it. But whatever. I tried it. Yeah, whatever. It didn't work, but now I'm monetized again. But the members, thank you guys. You guys all rock. I will be doing member stuff, like member streams, maybe members own videos where I talk about more vlogging, like life and journeys and all that type of stuff. If you think that's a good idea, let me know. Lord Fuff, how are you? I love seeing. Yeah, just finished the new Vox a few days ago. What did you think of it? I liked it. What up, the Bean Pad? Boosh McFadden. How are you, man? Here's a like. Gotta run. All right. Well, hope to see you again. Slender Dad, one of our Wednesday friends. He's on the Wednesday dump more often, and I love his takes. So thank you for being here. I'm rarely doing my own. I actually shout out to Walton. What's up, Brom? How you doing, brother? I shout out to Walton if you wanted to jump on, because believe it or not, in the last 28 days, the second most viewed anything I put out is me and Walton just bullshitting. The first was Gary on the dump, which, come on, Nerdrotic on the dump, you're going to end up having people watch. But then that tree hugger, people love him. I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. He's a weirdo. Anyone who was with Marilyn Manson would have to be crazy. Yeah, no, that it might be true. Don't believe all women. That is true. Whatever happened to proof? Who else is here? Do we have anybody else? What up? Tim and Flip. Thank you. How are you? Let's see. Let's see. Season 2 was not as good as season 1 of Vox, but it was still easily binged. Yeah, I think I'm enjoying season 2. I didn't watch season 1 a while ago and then sat on it. I've been just going from start to finish because I wanted to start it a long time ago. I don't know. I never go to Prime for some reason, but a buddy of mine brought it up and I was like, you know what? I'll give it another chance. Because that first episode, the very beginning, I'm like, oh, here we go. But it's actually hilarious. I mean, it's like what I consider fantasy might be really like in the real world, like swearing and drinking and people the gore is fantastic. Absolutely trust but verify. Trust but verify. We live by that where I work. As an electrician, well, I play one at work. As an electrician, you gotta trust but verify. If someone's like, yeah, that breaker's off, you want to check it yourself. I've learned from my own mistakes. But yeah, we're gonna go over this one. Again, if you guys have an idea to talk about or something you want me to talk about, put it up there. If you want me to change one, apologies, but that's cost $5. So, but as we're speaking of it, if you have an idea, I will cover more what you guys want to cover than what I pretty much want to. But yeah, let's go with this. It's from Newsweek. Here we go. All right, I'm going to do it this style because I like this style. So we got model who had accused Marilyn Manson of sexual abuse has rescinded her allegations against the musician and accused his ex, Evan Rachel Wood. 3 names, dude. When you go by 3 names, you're either an assassin or a nutbag. Prove me wrong. God, these people. Allegedly. Of having manipulated her into leveling the accusations. The accusations were bad. And I don't know if I haven't even read the article. I'm good like that. I wonder if they go through it. I mean, it's pretty brutal what they say he did to people. And if this was a manipulation, what were you promised? How did she manipulate you? Were you abused by her mentally? What is that? Manipulated into ruining a man's life. Now, the hysteria around Me Too was, you guys remember, it was anybody that didn't like a date, that thought a guy talked to them wrong, someone who tried to ask somebody out. You could say anything and it was harassment. It was a Me Too moment. The dude, oh God, I forgot what show he used to be on. It was like an MTV host. And then he was on The Talking Dead. I forget his name. Somebody in the chat will remember. He got accused and it was bullshit. Others got accused because of a bad date and the girl slept with the dude on the first date. Wasn't forced, just slept with him and regretted it. Me too. People don't realize that, you make mistakes and yes, you can regret mistakes, but you can't blame somebody else for your own mistakes. Okay? I'm still, if someone Mickeys your drink and takes advantage of you, yeah, that's wrong. But if 2 people are drunk and they decide to go for it and no one says no through the whole thing, and then the next day the person regrets it, well, stop drinking so much. Stop making bad decisions. That isn't your ability to then accuse somebody of raping you. I mean, that's insane to me. What if it's 4 names? What if it is 4 names? Holy, that's scary. That's scary. I'm trying to probably a royal. They all have 4 names. Dumbledore, I think he has like 5 or 6. What up, Nick? How does one get manipulated by an ex? Shady all around. Right. It's not even her ex. It's the ex of the same guy they were with. That's really shady. Right? His ex. Right. Allegations against the musician and accused his ex. His ex. Okay. So they both must have dated him. And somehow she got to the, I don't know. That's like the Joy Luck Club or some Dangerous Housewives. Yes, Chris Hardwick was the guy. Thank you, One Man Show from Talking Dead. Almost ruined a man, but thank God somebody thought for a minute. But for a few weeks to months, maybe even, that dude was in trouble and he did nothing wrong. I mean, literally people were coming after people for bad dates and bad decisions they made. Okay? You make a bad decision, that's your fault. Okay? You learn from it. That's the whole reason we make, misguided judgment in our youth, is to learn from that. I had a few, and a few were probably me too. They're misjudgment. Good old days. Back in 2021, Ashley Morgan Smithline, 3 names. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that when I just said that. So you got Van Rachel Wood and Ashley Morgan Smithline. That's 6 altogether by 2 people. 6 names, 2 people. You tell me if that ain't crazy. Sued Manson, born Brian Warner, dude, just 2. He probably has a middle name, doesn't use it. I'm okay with middle initials. For sexual assault, sexual battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and unlawful imprisonment. What? But that was manipulate. Like, she talked to me and I totally was like, yeah, like, I'll do that. Like, yeah, we hung out and we had fun and we did kinky things, but you know what? Now I'll say, hurt me. What the? In January, Smithline's lawsuit was dismissed without prejudice by a Los Angeles judge. So she probably, okay, I'm just following the dots here. Can't say I'm in her head. Don't know anybody that she knows, but lost the court case. Okay, so evidence must have came up or something, or the prejudice, whatever that means. Lawyers, let me know. But this is now after the fact. If this case was still going, do you think she would have came out now and said, "Yeah, I was manipulated in this"? That's the scary thing. She could have won the case and just kept her mouth. Like, if it went that way, and I'm wondering how many people lives were destroyed because it went the way of the accuser. Man. The complainant failed to choose to either represent herself or hire new legal representation following the departure of her attorney, J. L. Wagner. I wonder if he left her or she left him. I'm guessing he left her. In a new sworn statement filed in Los Angeles Superior Court and obtained by Newsweek, Smithline has claimed that she was pressured by Westworld star Wood and others to go public with allegations that she has now declared false. I mean, she's an attractive lady, but so was the other one for Johnny Depp. Marilyn Manson, dude, he looks like an easy target. He's like one of these like Alice Cooper types, but to the next level, like took it the, look to the goth level, but like he's a showman. A lot of reports say he's just a normal dude who likes dork stuff. I succumbed to the pressures from ERW and her associates to make accusations of rape and assault against Manson that were not true, she wrote in the declaration, which was filed on Thursday. Smithline has alleged that she was repeatedly gaslit by Wood, 35, and other women. These included Manson's former assistant, Ashley Walters, who sued the musician for sexual assault, battery, and harassment in 21. Game of Thrones actress Amis Bianco, Bianca, who also filed a law. What does she look like? Which one's she? I'm sorry. I am one of those people. Squirrel! Got to see what she looks like. All right. We'll come back to this in a second. Which Game of Thrones actress is she? Oh, she played the whore. That's right. She played the whore Rose. Not saying anything. Just saying. Who also filed lawsuit against Manson and Wood's girlfriend. God, I hate when these things pop up. Girlfriend Ilma Gore. Wow, so she went for both of them. According to Smithline, she had a brief consensual sexual relationship with Manson, 54. Wow, he's 54? I thought he was closer to my age. Back in November 2010. 10 years later, she said she was contacted by either Walters or Gore to take part in a group meeting of women who claimed to have had relationships or experiences with Manson. This is crazy, dude. Like, wow, this is a hate club. Like that goes too far. That's frightening. I can't imagine. Well, we're gonna find out. Like, this is conspiracy. This is like they're a group. That's a conspiracy to inflict harm on Manson. I don't know what the legal term is, but like that is scary that there are these type of people out there that will do this. And it goes back to the idea like humans were gullible. Well, not even gullible. Easily some humans, I would say most humans in general, will follow the herd. So like whoever the ringleader is, you put enough pressure on somebody, the group will fall unless someone stands up against it. But there's always like everybody wants to say no, but no one does. A lot of the times this is what happens. Like that herd mentality, unless there is one, like a Gina Carano. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people out there. I mean, they're still wishing her a bad career, but the woman stood up for herself and would not bow down to the apologize circuit out on the newses and the 45 trans people she would have had to talk to on a Zoom call, like to tell her how she is bad. Like we have to stand up. That's what I'm hoping I'm doing here. I like to have fun and I like to talk about things I do like, but I like to also point out the hypocrisy of media and social media and the government, like certain sides of it, left leaning usually, that want you to, follow the group think. And if you don't, you will be kicked out of the group. You'll be canceled, no longer invited. And people want to be part of something, which is something I don't know if I ever really cared about. I did group things like sports and, other things, but I didn't really, the group think never was my thing. I always kind of went against it. I don't know. I just think you have to be strong in your convictions, and a lot of people aren't. Let's see what you guys are saying before we move on. Well, I guess both spurn women would, don't use big words, coalesce into a toxic feedback cycle and talk each other into feeling abused. Yeah, or pressure them into being like, you sure that was consensual? Did you actually like that? I see what you're saying. Like, it's ridiculous. It's that cycle, and that it's not a fear thing. It's a wanting to belong. Like they pressured her people probably. But it's a not to want to be in the in group. And this right now is like this in group of terrible human beings at the time. This Me Too toxification of the hashtag. Think what you want to think of. What's her name from Charmed? The one that speaks the truth. I think she dated Manson too. Rose McGowan. Rose McGowan stood up for her conviction. She was pretty much the beginning of hashtag Me Too till her co-star from Charmed, what's her face? Fake Italian. I don't remember her name. She took it over and weaponized it against people. And McGowan wasn't scared to defend that and really go after Hollywood, man, like big time. She watch some of her interviews. She is fearless, and I got to respect that. I carry our, but I don't go on privacy tours. I don't know what we're talking about. I say things meant for. Oh, okay. Yeah, too poor to have a middle name. Aw, sell your memes. They're vicious and beautiful. They're like every rose has its thorn. There was a gathering of aunts and moms named by committee. A face that a mother could only love. What up, Rogue? Great channel, great dude. I caught a little of your live stream. I wasn't able to type on it. I was actually like falling to sleep to it. It was awesome listening to you too. You and Pam are awesome together. I love listening to you guys talk about your stuff. One of these days I'll have to join you guys because it'll be fun. I think it's pronounced Esme. Esme. Okay, I tried. Thank you. Was it a club or a convention? Well, I mean, there is a large group of them. Follow the herd. Yep. Consider what you're likely to stepping in while following the herd. No thanks. Yeah. Shit. You're absolutely right. Good point, man. Yeah, Alyssa Milano. She is the worst. I used to have the biggest crush on her. She had like this, I think she was wearing like a hockey. I think it was the New Jersey Devils hockey with a hockey. Oh, man. I mean, she's probably maybe a couple of years old. I'm 47. She may be a couple of years older than me or right about my age. Man, she was one of them. Her, Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Oh, God, Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Woo. A couple others. Wow, I'm forgetting. Tiffany. She was a singer, though. She was a ginger. Woo. Anyways, we could do another stream where I tell you of all my crushes in my youth. Jumping onto a conference call. Be back soon. All right. We'll wait for you. Brahma Bull. You may not have a middle name, but if you buy 1 square foot of land in Scotland, you too have the title of Lord of Lake. Is this true? How is that even possible? That has to be bullshit that I could do that legally. Like, what Scottish law are they like looping that I could become a lord? Because totally I want to do it. But I just don't want to be scammed. Because if I could be Lord Spork, that'd be freaking awesome. It'd be awesome. Awesome. All right, let's move on. During my conversation with Wood, sorry, I got to take a sip. You like my cup? It's the Night's Watch, the whole Night's Watch thing. I'll show you later. During my conversation with Wood, she described acts allegedly committed by Manson against Wood and other supposed victims and asked me whether the same things happened to me. Smith Knight wrote, I remember she asked me whether I had been, among other things, whipped, chained, tied up, branded, cut, assaulted while sleeping, beaten, or raped. She said all of these things happened to Wood and others, and that when Wood was with Manson, every moment was a moment of survival. When I said no, this did not happen to me, and this was not my experience, I recall being told by Wood that just because I could not remember did not necessarily mean that it didn't happen. What are we like? I mean, that happens to like, dude, you can't put that in somebody's head. That is terrible. Wow. You know, I know that experience happens for children. They're to, you know, and maybe adults too, like to survive, your body goes into some mode of just blanking you out so you could survive this terrible mental assault on you and physical. But to imply like, oh, you probably just don't remember, you know, you guys, you probably had normal sex with him. And then all of a sudden you blacked out. And when you woke up and you both orgasmed, like it really in between, he was cutting you. Are you kidding me? Wow. Smithline went on to state that while she knew that Manson did not do these things to me, I eventually began to question whether he actually did it. Again, keep saying this to her. No, you think you don't know. Come on. No. It probably happened to you. Try to remember hard. Think of and you implant it in their head. Think about him cutting you or yelling at you or doing this, and just keep saying it to him. And a person will be like, well, he did yell at me one time when I dropped his Grammy. So yeah, maybe he did. Yeah, he raped me. Like, what? Smithline went on to state that while she knew that Manson did not do these things to me, I eventually... he actually did. She added that she was told by the women that she may just be misremembering what happened, representing my memories of what... repressing. Oh yeah, repressing. I am not a very good reader. My memories of what happened, or that my memories had not yet surfaced, which they said happened to people against whom these acts were perpetrated. What do you hypnotize them? Gilk man! I'm home with a sick kid on top of the other stuff I told you, my friend. So I won't be able to see you guys. We were supposed to meet up today in Mystic, Connecticut. And I'm freaking depressed that I'm not going to see him. I love the Gilk man. One of the best people out there. And the group, Machini and Brightest Day and all those guys, they're awesome. And I was really hoping to meet up with them and go see a movie and get some food, but it's not going to work out. But thank you, buddy. And I appreciate your kindness. You know what I'm talking about. Gaslighting at its finest. Brahma, you busy? You want to jump on? I don't think me and you have ever done like a stream, like just me and you. So feel free to jump on. I'll send you the link. Yeah, gaslight at the finest. It's ridiculous, man. That's terrifying to think that they could do this. You know what I mean? Like, that's freaking terrifying. I don't know, man. That's, whew. It's sad. It's sad that people could go this far to hurt others. And I'm not saying, look, I don't know what happened between Wood and Manson. I have no proof, but to think she would go this far to make sure he, pays for it. Oh, lovely Sherry gave me a meme. Thank you, my friend. I'll share that a little later. Let me bookmark that one. That's terrifying. I don't know, man. That's terrifying. Whew. What do you guys think? That is terrifying. Did I say Machini? I'm sorry. Why did I say Mockley? Macklin? Did I mean Macklin? I don't know. Wow. Don't tell her I said the wrong name. Please don't. Yeah, this is messed up, man. Oh, you're at work. Okay. It's okay. You don't come to see us this year at all. Then we will know you hate. Well, luckily, it's the beginning of the year. I love Boston in like late spring or early fall, so we'll have to do something then. Because I had a ball last time. That was so much fun. Boston Commons, got some good grub, went and saw a movie. We had a good time, man. Don't do it, Brahma Bull. Don't do it. I am not shirtless. I've never done the shirtless thing like you and those and the Wood Hugger or Thumper, Walton and those guys. Come on. Matt G, what is up? Yeah, prove it. Oh, Kronos, what's going on? I don't remember any of that. Could be worth money. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Right. Could be worth a lot of money. Eventually, I started to believe that what I was repeatedly told happened to Miss Wood and Miss Bianco happened to me, Smithline stated in a declaration. Wow, she got old. And that was in 21. That's the Game of Thrones. She played a Hua Rose, I believe, in Game of Thrones. Got killed a vicious way by Joffrey. Yeah, crossbow style. A representative Wood has denied Smithline's allegations, of course. Telling people in a statement, Evan, it looks like to me, never pressured or manipulated Ashley. It was Ashley who first contacted Evan whatever, would, about the abuse she had suffered. It's unfortunate that the harassment and threats Ashley received after filing her federal lawsuit appears to have pressured her to change her testimony. Oh, that's a lawyer for you. Let's flip the switch. Wow. I mean, did she get a lot? She probably did, because people didn't believe them. Thank you, buddy. Elsewhere in her declaration, wow, man. See, that's terrible. A woman comes out and says, you know what, I made a mistake. I lied. He never did anything to me. Blah, blah, blah. And again, they're like, oh, it's not her fault that she lied. It's the death threats, because she's not lying. She was telling the truth. Now she's lying. But it's even that's not her fault. It's all the death threats and the pressure people gave her. Come on. Elsewhere in her I lost the top. Excuse me for a second. All right, I'm back. Smithline said that she was encouraged by Wood to join her in going public with her allegations against Manson, which she did in an Instagram post shared in February of 2021. Smithline now states that the public statement allegedly written by Gore and her lawsuit contained untrue statements about Manson, including that there was violence and non-consensual sexual activity. Wow. She also said that Manson had never cut or branded her body, as had previously been claimed in her lawsuit. It was filed at the time that several women came forward with similar allegations against the shock rocker. Now, I've heard he's into freaky deaky stuff. And I know there's women that would do anything for their rock god. So, like, being branded, cut, people like that type of stuff, cutting. Like, what happens if you did like that? Like, think, this goes to all people out there. Like, something you do to somebody, even though they say they like it, could come back and kick you in the ass later. We're seeing. So, like, why? Why would you brand somebody? That's freaky first. That's like that, Smallville girl cult, whatever that one was. Like, they branding people, those freaks. Like, whatever you're into, though, just remember, the brander could become the brandee. I don't know what I was going to try to say there. Smithline stated that she never intended to pursue criminal charges against Manson. She was not shown the contents of her civil complaint before it was filed by her attorney. She wasn't shown it. She also alleged that she felt pressured by the lawyer into going on press tours with her allegations. Wow. Insane. One man show says someone was filling in a lot of the details to make those I can't speak today. Recollections solid. Yes. She could have said it was the cult. They programmed me to say those things. I am Steph. Yeah, that's what I was. Thank you. Stefford's girlfriend. Exactly. Instead of the wife's. That's what I'm talking about. It's like this cultish mentality, man. It's ridiculous. The plot of land sounds much better. I'm telling you, Brahma, someone tell me, is it true or not? I want to be a sir or a lord. I'm going to start like a sir lord fundraiser. Make Scott I want to buy like 4 square feet of land. So like I'm like a landlord. No, that's not what I mean. But more than a lord. Could I be like a duke if I buy 4 squares of feet of land, or like a 10 by 10? Could I be royal if I do that? I want to be a Scottish lord, but the addict in me wants more. So Duke sounds pretty cool. Nah, Duke Spork? No. Lord Spork sounds great. What other titles are there? There's Lord, there's Duke, Baron Spork. Ooh, that's kind of cool. What's higher? All right, you British people and of the crown people, because we're Americans, we don't know this stuff. Give me the levels. So, like, if it started at king, what goes below that? Go. Let me know. I need to know this. Because I'm not going to be a king or a prince, but like what's right below that? Be pretty cool. Looking back, I feel I was manipulated by Miss Woods, Miss Gore, Miss Bianco, and Mr. L. Wagner to I wonder if this lawyer, J. L. Wagner, is lawyers for all of them. I'm going to just check that really quick. Let's take a look. Okay, 1 second here. I always feel like I have to talk when there's silence, even though I know other people that just don't, but I always feel like I have to. All right. Attorney. There we go. So, clients, we'll say. I wonder, yeah, because there's different ones. I guess he's the one in Texas. I don't know. I don't think he is. Maybe he's just hers. But why? I don't know. How did she find him? That's what I want to know. Like, did they give it to him? Where are the gaslit who are trying to sue for being treated with dignity and respect? Nick says they've got huge tracts of land. See? What does that mean? Lord Spork. I like that, Lord Spork. But I want to know what's below Prince. Like, is a count? Oh, a count, a baron, or a duke? Which one's higher? Like, what does it go with those guys? And is that the only ones? Lord, Spork, or is it like Count, Duke, Baron, and then does it go Prince? Like, I don't know them all. You English people, and you guys should know if you're out there. Let me know. Looking back, I feel okay. We said that part. To spread. So, yes. Okay, I said that, but I didn't go to spread publicly false accusations of abuse against Manson. Smithline concluded in her declaration. Responding to those allegations, L. Wagner told people his response is constrained by ethical obligations regarding client confidentiality. However, he added that claims he pressured Smithline and did not show her details of her civil complaint are categorically and verifiably false. Look at that. Don't they look like a sweet couple? I think she was young, dumb, and made mistakes. And he was a freaky deaky rocker. So let me know when you guys want me to stop on this one, because god dang, this is long. I'm not going over all that. It's just, so they do all have different lawyers probably. But they've been coming at this poor dude. Oh no, that's it. Okay, we're almost done. Wood first publicly named Manson as her alleged abuser in a post on Instagram on February 1st, 2021, in which she said Manson had horrifically abused her for years and said she was brainwashed and manipulated by him. On the same day that Wood named Manson publicly, 4 other women came out. But how didn't we know that was, set up? Like, come on. They accused the musician of sexual and physical violence, as well as mental, physical, and emotional abuse. They dismissed the lawsuit filed by Manson's former assistant. May 2022. They dismissed it for Walters, who's the former assistant. She had initially sued the musician in May 2021, alleging sexual harassment, abuse, sexual battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and wrongful termination on May 2021, per court documents. Superior Court Judge Michael L. I'll go with that. Michael L. Stern. That's kind of classy. I usually go. I do go. My middle initial. I do. I think it looks cool. I also like the people that do like the M.L. Stern, but you have to have like the right. It has to feel right. It can't be like P.P. Smith. because that sounds weird. All right. Anyways, states plaintiff had pleaded to few facts to keep this case in court, and too late. So wait a minute. Has plead to few facts, plaintiff. So the person sued, this Walter sued, but then didn't plead. Like, I don't get what that means. Like, she just was like, yeah, I'm going to sue him for all this stuff, but I'm not going to swear on that. That's weird. Her attorney, Tanya Sukahaja Cohen, had said in court that her client, who worked for, I had something funny to say, but it was wrong. So, who worked for Manson between 2010 and 2011, couldn't exercise her claims because she was unaware they occurred until the memories came back. Oh, sounds kind of familiar. Wow, man. Walters attended a support group meeting with other women who have accused Manson of abuse. A support group. A conspiracy group. Oh my God. She used the whole, whoa. Like, did it, like, was it, I feel like there was maybe two that were like the ringleaders. Like the Game of Thrones chick and Wood. And like these two girls were like, yeah, I totally forgot he did that to me. Yeah, please be my friend. Don't hurt us. That is so nuts. Oh my God. Bianca also filed lawsuits against Manson. In 2021, she accused the star of sexual assault, abuse, battery, and human trafficking. Wow. But they settled out of court. If this was that big of a deal, if this happened, human trafficking, how much money would it take you? Wow, that's crazy. Woo. That is a nutty one, man. These people, they are out of their ever-loving minds. I'm almost out of coffee. Dang it. Should have made more. Let's see. Oh, thank you, lovely Sherry. The highest grade is Duke Duchess. Oh, I didn't know that. Followed by, there's a how do you say that? Marquis? Earl? Viscount? And Baron. Marquis Spork. Oh, that's it. Marquis Spork. I don't need to be a duke. It's either Lord Spork. So how much plot of land in Scotland do I have to buy? Square foot, I think it is. To be considered Marquis Spork. I need to know. There might be some research done after today. Because Marquis would be cool. I mean, Earl's all right. I thought there was a count. I get that's Countess. So it's an Earl. Okay. And the Duke Spork. I don't know if I like that. Viscount, that's kind of cool. But I mean, a Marquis is higher, so why wouldn't you want to be a Marquis? Pop, what is up? Midday Spork. Yes, my friend. Thank you for being here. I would just jump to Organic Overlord and call it a day. Clearly, all of those skincare treatments have affected their cognitive abilities, right? That's terrifying that these women went that route. Another one, though, written by our good friend Spencer over at Bounding Into Comics. Spencer came up with one that someone came back to their senses. And that is Harry Potter actress Ivana Lynch retracts previous criticism of J.K. Rowling, saying it's important that she has been amplifying the voices of detransitioners. So I guess we'll find out later in the article what she did say. A lot of people in the Potter world who wouldn't have careers if it wasn't for this woman, creating the world of Harry Potter. They would not be the actors, and none of them. I'm sorry, half of them, most of them. The kids mostly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're telling me, what's his name? Harry. Forget his name. Daniel Radcliffe would have been this, big of a indie kind of actor, which he's a good actor. Don't get me wrong, but He would never have been able, like, his big shot was Harry Potter. You're telling me that kid, the way he looks, would have gotten a shot anywhere else? Because after Harry Potter, it was his name that got him his first few gigs, and then his acting chops, which the guy can act. But come on. Whoa, Sherry came up with, okay, hold on. Okay, I'll work up because I missed a couple. All right. So Duke of Spork or Earl of Sporking cast. Ooh, I never even thought going that way. Viscount. It's pronounced Viscount. Oh, Viscount. Oh, that's pretty good. Thank you for helping. I'm terrible at pronunciation, so thank you very much. Or just reading in general. Viscount Spork. You can only become a lady or lord when you purchase land. Bullshit. Yeah. Marquis. Is it Marquis? Am I saying that right? Can we do another, what do you call that? Not hyphenated, but I swear, I like even went to college for a while. I can't speak though, and I forget words. What do you call that? Hyphenetically. You know, like, break it down that way for me. I think it's Marquis. Because why would you, Marquise? I don't think, maybe it is. I don't know. Looks very French. But they won't let you build on it. I know. I want to build a 1 square foot tower of like a statue of myself or a spork. Oh my God. Like okay, maybe it can't be that big, but a 10-foot high spork that's only like 9 inches in diameter. It could work. Okay. You can purchase 10 square feet for 77 or 100 square feet for 185 or 1,000 square feet for 770 and call yourself Laird, Lord, or Lady of Glencoe. A laird. Now, what's the difference between a laird and a lord? This is so confusing. The website who complain about her wouldn't have jobs either. Ah, it's true. That's very true. Very good point. And nice to see you. Lily of the Fox Valley. That's a good point. I mean, there's a lot of people that complain about J.K. Rowling. I think we're going back to J.K., right? People are making their careers on going after people that speak out against, trans in general. Look, I got no issue if you're an adult and you want to do what you want to do. But this idea of normalizing something like that, like, there's a difference between accepting, but normalizing with the youth and children at young, impressionable ages, I'm sorry, you are trying to create something that's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing to create. Kids will find out what they want to be as they grow. And if you're accepting of who they want to be, then that's fine. But do not come into my house and tell me how I'm supposed to raise my children. And public libraries, trans reading, and so-called, it's like strippers dancing for children at like breweries and places and like freaking the Bible Belt. You're trying to harass people into making a name for yourself on, social media. The people that bring their children to these type of things, you want to be accepted. You're like these women we just spoke, but you want to be accepted so bad that you forget, like, look at the faces of the children in these videos. They're freaking terrified. They don't know what to think. And you're just smiling. I'm cool. I like everybody. I'm so sorry I'm white. Just stop. So sick of it. Christ almighty. I thought we got by all this racism. I know there's racism. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, now we were trying to get away from dividing people, and now we want to checkbox everybody. It's stupid. Freaking morons. Thank you. Oh, Willie. Marquise. Thank you. I have to look back how you said it. Viscount. Viscount is pronounced Viscount. Okay, Viscount. Viscount, sport of the metallic elements. Ooh, that's a good one. Marquise in English, marquis in French. Or marquis in French. Or French. You're like me. Misspelling, I got you though. They're foreign terms, not your fault. That thank you. You're mispronouncing them. I mispronounce my own terms, but thank you. Flagpole. JK equals I don't care. I I go with Duke Slender of Artistic Ascendancy. Okay, I'm with you. A laird is someone owning a lot of land. Lord is someone in power. Oh. So if you own it, though, are you more powerful than the Lord? Because, I mean, he's in power, but you own that. That's a tough one. Laird is also one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle creators. Preach, brother. Thank you, my friend. All right, let's get back to JK, though, because she's being attacked for protecting biological women, which is ridiculous. Where once she felt that Harry Potter scribes public criticism of transgender social political activism was unwarranted and unhelpful, actress Ivana Lynch has come to appreciate J.K. Rowling's dedication to protecting the rights of biological women. Wow, that's big. Lynch, who portrayed the whimsical Luna Lovegood in Warner Brothers' live-action film adaptation, first waded into the ongoing discourse against Rowling's in 2022 following the author's criticism of the term people who menstruate. I can't believe that's even a term in this fucking world. Holy shit. What? What is wrong with us? People who menstruate. Jesus Christmas, man. Are you kidding me that we have gone this far? Like, this is Rome at the end, man. Like, what is wrong with society today? Oh, I know what it is. Outside people coming in, and I don't know, maybe of a commie background, and indoctrinating youth. And now these youth have become, 20 and 30 somethings that really believe this shit. That they have to accept this garbage. I'm accepting of what you believe, but screw you for me. I'm not going to call it shit. I'll only read the term when it's in. I'm not going to use that term. That's stupid. That's what I believe. Retweeting an article from the Global Development Agenda, centric news outlet Devix headlined, oh God, jeez, opinion creating a more equal post-COVID-19 world for people who menstruate. Rowling's sarcastically questioned, I am sure there used to be a world for those people. Someone helped them out. Wimbund. I don't get that part. Yeah, here we go. People in menstruate, I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone, Wimbund, woman, a woman. I got that. It took me a second. JK, that's why you're the writer and I'm not. That was good. That's like, what's her name again? Samsonite. Yeah. Name that movie. Like clockwork, Rowling's tweet would subsequently prompt numerous accusations of transphobia to be leveled against her, including one from live-action Harry Potter star Daniel Radcliffe. Oh, what a tool. I'm sorry, dude. You're not even listening to what she's saying. Yes, sir. Dumb and Dumber. Responding to the woman for creating the franchise that defined his career in an essay for the LGBT suicide prevention organization, the Trevor Project, the actor declared transgender women are women. Any statement to that contrary erases the identity and dignity of transgender people and goes against all advice given by professional healthcare associates that changed in one year from when he said this, probably, who have far more experience on this subject matter than either Joe or I. Fuck you, Daniel. Listen, there is a difference. Okay? Transgender women are women. No, they believe they're women. I mean, psychologically, if you want to believe you're a woman, fine. But they actually are not women. They're transgendered women. Okay? And they did what they wanted to do. That's fine. Again. And if you want to shut someone like me down, YouTube, for saying that, again, freedom of speech is not allowed anymore, I guess. But to come at somebody who is defending women, you know, like the idea that now we can't call a transgender man who menstruates just still, like, we have to call him menstruate. I don't even know why the term is used. How do they use it? Because wouldn't it be like a woman who transitioned into a man? Because I can't believe a man who transitioned into a woman can do that. I'm pretty sure. I'm not a biologist, but I took a class in high school. And I think in like the 5th or 6th grade, maybe 7th grade, when they showing us like the graphs, pretty sure men don't do that every month. So even though you turn into a woman, I don't think it makes it that you can. Now, is that the debate, or is the debate on the opposite side that because they became a man, do they want to admit they do? Like, I'm very confused by all that. I would like to know. Someone help me out with that one. Aristocrate. Yes, we are workshop today in that. We are learning about the royals. Thank you, Lily. Lady Lily of the Fox Valley. I always feel like you have to say it like that. I don't know, like when they introduce people, like Marquis Spork of the News Podcast, the one-man show, Esquire. But then your flag would be fluttering over someone else's adjacent square foot. Would that be an act of war? No, if I made it... Oh, yeah, my flag would. Flag would have to be much smaller then. All I know is I want my spork to be tall enough that my 1 square foot that shadows like 3 square feet around. Like when the sun comes around, I want to darken their land with the shadow of my spork. That could have been dirty sounding. Darren Gatewood said, and thank you for being here, Darren. About time a good guy came to her aid. Yeah, right? Like, I think the first person actually was Ralph Fiennes, who played Voldemort. He defended her. But other than that, I don't think I know of any other Harry. If you guys do, tell me in the chat. Any other Harry Potter affiliated person coming to her defense. You know, anybody she gave a career to. Anybody she paid. You know, allowed the licensing of her product. Freaking ridiculous. Also, how do you feel about the Fantastic Beasts series? Because even though I don't love them, I still want them to finish them. Is that like just a dork in me that like, okay, I started this, please finish it? And I don't think they're going to, which sucks. Because I want them to bring Johnny Depp back and not explain the difference in look at all. That'd be awesome. Even though I felt like the other guy might have played it. I don't know. I don't know which version I like better. God, I love the Harry Potter world. That's why this does upset me. Because Rowling's... Dude, she's done so much for women. Like, she came up... She was, I think, a single mom. Barely had enough money to feed and clothe and shelter them. And, like, in her spare time, when her child was asleep, she was writing this idea she had. And she went from like, this is a rags to riches story like no other. And people are attacking her for defending women. I don't even know. Like, that makes no sense to me. I don't know. While I won't say I am flawless, I do know what defines men and women. Yeah. Lovely share. It's made no sense why she was canceled. She said what we're all thinking. Yes. Yeah. But see, it's what most normal people are thinking, but the majority of people on social media, like the screamers, they're such a small fraction, but they're so loud that they're the ones that make the noise. Because the majority of people that have time to do this, like the rest of us have jobs and lives. The people who have time to go through everybody's what they said and cancel them. That's all their life is. It's pretty freaking sad that your life is defined by destroying other people because they don't believe what you think. Like, think of the people in history that did that. And then who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Put it that way. Usually that's the bad guy. I don't know. Only one. Thank you, brother. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Slender Dad did have. I thought it was like a private one between you guys. He says, but that's where they get you. You assume they're thinking at all when the cancel mob comes for people. That's true, man. Mobs tend not to think beyond. Now, where'd I put that pitchfork? Yeah, they don't. They get hyped up. They follow the crowd, and that's it. What's up, Morgan? Yep. If I say I am a purple people eater, it doesn't make me one. Yes, but I have to respect that. And if I don't call you a purple people eater, I should be canceled. Good point. Slender. I think Men in Black nailed it. A person is smart. I don't remember the next part, but it's basically says people are dumb, reactionary idiots. Yeah, people are smart. Groups of people are not. Yeah, it's something like that. You're right. What up? What'd you miss? JK getting support. And also I'm a Viscount. Viscount Spork. Or no, Marquis. Shit. Which one was I going to be again? Marquis Spork. That's it. Oh, yes. People are a violent herd of panicked beasts. Amen. Brightest day. Sup, my friend. I'm not going to be able to see you guys today. My personal stuff was going on first, so I didn't know. It was like 50-50, but now I'm home with my oldest daughter, who was actually scary sick last night. It kind of scared me. Like, it wasn't like she had a fever or anything, but just the way she was. It scared the crap out of me. But she took a nap, woke up at like 7. Gave her right before the nap, some Tylenol. She started feeling better, but we kept her home. But I wish I was coming to see you guys today. I mean, we're right there, dude. We got to hang out. If I could ever find freaking time. A person is smart, people are dumb. Yes. That is true. Did he? Wait a minute. So that's Coltrane was Hagrid, right? He defended her. I didn't know that. Thank God he did. Now I wonder how he died. Think about it. Wait a minute. Hold on. Shit, I had something set up for that too. Did he die, or was it under suspicious things? That's going to be the intro when we talk about aliens in a minute.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He swears, people. He swears. See, he's not in my chat. Too busy for the Spork. Brahma Bull's here. Good guy, Brahma Bull. Thank you, sir. But Culture Casino too busy with the big guys, the comics divisions, the others. Jerk. Anyways, I agree. Fantastic Beasts is not a great Aries, but finish what you started. Thank you. Like George R. R. Martin, finish what you started. What up, Sci-Fi Nation? Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. The lovely Sherry, who is a channel member. Yes, I got channel members again. And I love you guys. Seriously, like, I loved you before. But the love, I didn't let it go. But, like they say, let it free. And if it comes back, it's meant to be or something like that. Well, that's what my membership means to me now. Slime, too much estrogen is bad for a man. Too much testosterone. Yeah. For a woman, we know this, but we still play into delusions that one can decide. Let me tell you something else. This thing is not hitting right. I worked at a sex offender treatment facility. Hated my life at that time. Hated that job. Needed a job. Worked there. Someone had to do it. Some of these puberty blockers they give young men, they would give to some of these guys by court. It was court ordered and it was like a chemical castration. How can that be? I am not an expert. I'm asking a question. How is that healthy for a young man, a child going through puberty? Because they say it's reversible. I just am asking, could someone answer that for me? A professional. Because in my, just my hillbilly way, it sounds freaking stupid. Sounds like you're going to make a boy's wiener not grow. I'm just asking a question. YouTube, don't cancel me. Things I need. Oh, Edco loves you. Edco has a new hairdo. Have you seen it? Edco thinks he's like Madonna, changing up. We got the blue. Oh yeah, of course, but also has like they call it. Oh yeah, didn't you make it? Did you make that one? The Little Mermaid one? I don't know. Oh yeah, cancer. Yeah, F cancer. Amen, brother. F cancer. Dad died of that. That's some bullshit. Ha! You never know though, Morgan. I swear I saw something. I don't know if it was like a joke, like a Babylon Bee, but I saw something on Twitter today that showed like a Clinton aide that was hung by a tree with a shotgun blast to the chest. Court found died from suicide. Tell me that's true. Can someone Google that? It was like an Arkansas aide or something like that. Because if that's true, we're gonna go over that. That's freaking hilarious. Sad, scary, and hilarious. Let's see. Daniel. Yeah, Daniel's a douche. Still like him as an actor, but he's a douche. Shortly therefore, after ostensibly feeling the pressure, maybe I said it wrong, feeling the pressure of throngs of hairy fans, bearing down on her and demanding she weigh in due to her association with the franchise, Lynch would take to her personal Twitter account to push back against Rowling's opinions. Excuse me. I'm just going to skip this part and see what she said. Oh, wow. That's a long one. Okay, wait a minute. Wow. Geez, I hate this mouse. I've tried to slow it down. It won't slow down. Sharing four screenshots of lengthy iOS note, full transcript. The actress began, I want to say out of commenting on JKR's tweet because it feels impossible to address this subject on Twitter, but I am so saddened to see trans people feeling abandoned by the Harry Potter community. So here are my thoughts. Wow, that's a lot of thoughts, dude. I'm not reading all that. Oh, dude, do I have to read all that? I imagine that being trans and learning to accept and love yourself is challenging enough, and we as a society should not be adding to that pain. Feeling like you don't fit in or aren't accepted. I would say 75% of people going through adolescence. Who you are, the worst, most lonely feeling a human can experience. I won't be helping to marginalize trans women and men further. I applaud the immense bravery they show in embracing themselves. Yes, and think we all should listen to their stories, especially as it is Pride Month, where they have, family-friendly parades where men are wearing thongs and making out with each other and having sex on the street and doing dirty things, because I've seen it personally, so don't tell me I haven't. It's frightening and not a family-friendly thing, and thanks God I didn't have a family at the time. Yeah, I applaud this immense bravery. Yeah, we did that part. Personally, I don't think Twitter is the right place to have this very complex conversation, and we should be reading articles and memoirs, listening to podcasts, and having long-form conversations. I think it's irresponsible to discuss such a delicate topic over Twitter through fragmented thoughts, and I wish Joe wouldn't. I said, as a friend and admirer of Joe, I can't forget what a generous and loving person she is. I disagree with her opinion that cis women, what the fuck is this word, are the most vulnerable minority in this situation. Okay. trans men, let me rephrase that. Trans women probably grew up most of their life if they're younger as men. I don't know if you guys will agree with me, but our body structures are a little different. Men are a little more brawny, usually. 99.9999% of the time. When these men become women and then take away scholarships from girls in high school and at the college level, you're telling me that's fair? And these young girls growing up, working their asses off to get into college using their swimming, tennis, track, whatever, soccer, and then a dude comes who's 6'2", jacked, beating them on the track by like seconds, which is a lot in track, like on the 100-yard dash. Like, it's ridiculous to me that we are allowing that. Start a trans freaking club. Not a club, make them varsity. I don't care. But it should be biological women, biological. Because then why don't we just have you could be anything. Trans, boy or girl, and just everybody goes against everybody. See how that turns out. The reason they started girls' sports was for a reason. It's not fair after a certain age to keep them together. It's just not. You know who would agree with me right now? Matt Cheesemo. But he ain't around. He doesn't show up. What I say is this. You love who you love. You be who you are. If you're trans, I will accept you. I will love you. I don't care who you are. Because if you are a person that I respect, I will respect you. But this idea to destroy someone who believes that she should protect women, that's where I find it wrong. And you could disagree with me for J.K. Rowling, because I get that. But I can't say it's fair to come after someone for their beliefs when you believe a certain thing. I have people that in my life that are trans, very close people, and I respect them and I love them, and they are just who they are to me. Okay? I've met people in recovery through that way, that, their stories helped me get through tough times in recovery. But to come and try to destroy somebody and to do things, it's just too much when it comes. I get upset when it comes to the children. Let them grow up and decide on their own. Let them be their own person. We shouldn't be making decisions for them until they are old enough to make their own decisions. And then I'll accept you and call you whatever you want. But God darn it, coming after a woman who feels like she's defending a group of people because she's not defending the right group is not fair. I just don't think is right. I just don't think is right. And I'm glad this girl came around because she read a little bit more and understood what JK was doing. Like, I don't feel like J.K. Rowling was attacking trans people. She was defending women. There's a big difference. And history might show it differently. Maybe I'm wrong. I just think you should take case by case who the person is, and then I'll accept that person for, like, if you're, a woman and you're a douche, I'm not going to like you. If you're trans and you're a dick, I'm not going to like you. If you're a dude and an asshole, I'm not going to like you. But if you're one of the three and you're cool, I'm fine with who you are. Because that's your decision. Just don't judge me for who I am. Well, a lot of people judge each other. It's just prejudice. I get it. But, like, find the heart and soul of somebody. This is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we have these arguments today. And I feel like the loudest people in the trans community are not the healthiest people. The loudest people usually in any group, the left, the right, man, woman, they usually are the ones that get the most spotlight, but they aren't the ones we should be following. We should be following the people that are doing their life by example, doing it the right way, being a good human being, being a good friend, a parent, brother, sister, son, daughter. That's how we should judge people, not because they're the loudest. Break down what walls you think, but I just think it's wrong. Like, there is nothing, man, it's such a sensitive topic. And that's what bothers me about it. Because you say something and people think, oh, then you don't like trans people. No, that's not it. What I'm saying is, like, the idea that, like, I saw recently in some South Carolina town, a brewery had, a trans night or day, and there were children shoving dollar bills down a G-string. Like, to me, I'm sorry, that's not a trans person that represents the greater good of trans people. That's like if you did the same thing and you had male strippers or female like, children should not be doing that with any of that. Why does it have to be the sexualization of people? And like, why is like the sex the most important thing? Why isn't it about like someone wants to be considered a woman, that it's their character, that we're worried about, like being able to bring what people do behind closed doors out into the public. And I'm not saying the person, I'm saying the acts. Like, children shouldn't be seeing that stuff because you're fighting some battle. We should leave our kids out of it. And that's where I come on that one. And if you don't agree with me, I'm sorry. But that's how I feel. And and you're allowed not to agree with me. And if you know me personally, I love you as a person, and I love you as a chat, and I hope we all can find peace in the world. And I'm just glad that somebody's realizing that JK wasn't trying to do that. Like, this is emotional. Like, this woman got like, I love Harry Potter, and this woman got like destroyed, and she stood her ground because she knew she was fighting a battle that wasn't against trans people, was for women's rights. And I know families in my home state that their kids lost scholarships to trans athletes. That's not fair. A girl shouldn't be competing against a biological boy. Like, it shouldn't be. It's not fair. If scholarships and the ability to go to college is on the line, physically different. As an adult, treat people the same way. But when you're taking something away from one group because the other group was marginalized, so we want to give them that opportunity, it's still not what is the right thing to do. I just don't think that is. Because one group is marginalized, we are allowed to take from another group because they've had their turn. I just don't think that's fair. I think we should protect everybody, mostly our kids. Sorry, gotta take a sip. I hope I have a little left. So, but after mulling the topic over for the past 3 years, it seems Lynch has come to disagree with the emotional knee-jerk reaction of her younger self. The girl did say some very good, positive things, though. It's just when she was going against JK was where I felt she was wrong. People should be able to be happy if it's the right thing for them. But after mulling the topic over for the past, we just said that, reflecting on the 2020 kerfuffle during the recent interview with the Telegraph's Etten Smallman, the actress admitted, "I was very naive when I was dragged into the conversation. I didn't even know there were two sides. I had a view of like good and bad," she told the UK news outlet. "I do have compassion for both sides of the argument. I know what it was like to be a teenager who hated my body so much I wanted to crawl out of my skin." See, most kids go through that. So I have a great compassion for trans people, and I don't want to add to their pain. Amen to that, sister. I understand being too triggered to be able to have a conversation. If you put me in a room with one of my doctors who treated me in the past for my eating disorder, I'd kick off like I would want to scream and yell names. I don't know what she was meaning by that one. I do also think it's important that J.K. Rowling has been amplifying the voices of detransitioners. I had this impulse to go, let's all just stop talking about it. And I think probably I am a bit braver now about having uncomfortable conversations, which they truly are. They truly are. Bringing their conversation to close, Lynch recalled how she was surprised to see just how fervent and widespread the various backlashes against Rowling have been, especially when she wrote her essay opening up about her history as a domestic violence survivor. I just felt that her character has always been to advocate for the most vulnerable members of society. The problem is that there's a disagreement over who's the most vulnerable. I do wish people would just give her more grace and listen to her. Very well said. Very well said. What do you guys agree, disagree? What do you feel? See, I don't care what someone wants to be. They just should be legal age to make that decision. Same. Pushing hormones, unless for actual health reasons on kids, should be child abuse. Just my opinion. Yes. Look, 18. I still think is young for any kid to make a decision. Now that I, think back on when you were 18, like I was a moron. But if you can die for your country at 18, you should have the right to change your body if you want to. But there are a lot of people that that we don't hear about that they believe they made a mistake in transitioning, and that's okay too. People change, but there are also people out there that are so happy that they did. That's okay too with me. I am not like one of these, people that it's this way or that way. I just want people to be happy and treat other people with respect. But I find it hilarious that the people that are asking for that respect will not give anybody else, if they disagree with them, respect. They won't even listen to their argument. Because they take it I guess I could see it, like they take it so personal, like they're being attacked when the person's, talking about the whole. So I could see why they do that, but you got to be mature enough to be like, okay, let's listen to what they're actually saying. Let's see. Yeah, I think Blair White gets a lot of hate from the trans community because they don't go along with all of that stuff. And Blair is trans, right? Right there. I've had, oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. Lives in China, I believe now. Was part of our community for a while early on. But she's a trans woman and she was on the show quite a few times. And really hates this push of trans like into children and stuff like that. But believes an adult should live their own life. And I agree. God damn, why am I blanking? Walton, remember, that was back in the fourth wave era. That was the beginning, maybe 3. I don't even know how long we've been doing this channel. 3-4 years. Still under 10K subs. Doing great. The problem with the victimhood crowd is that they don't want justice. They want a turn at the wheel of oppressive power themselves. Damn good way of looking at it. And not everyone in a whole, but the victimhood. Yes, that crowd that thinks they're the victim. They all want to turn. And it's easy to see who the backlash will come to. This whole sport issue is going to set a precedent to apply to future genetic enhancements, right? That's, these kids are losing scholar. That's the biggest thing. Like there was in Connecticut, state in the United States, Connecticut, girls suing the school district over this. And it was like, it's a really powerful one. The girls lost, but these girls lost scholarships to like 2 or 3 young men that transitioned from I think their junior to senior year, and just destroyed these girls in track. These girls worked so hard to get these scholarships, and they didn't even get a look from these other colleges. Yeah, most people don't know what makes them happy. That's why this is such a difficult problem. You're right, Slender. I mean, as an adult, do you really know what makes you happy? If you don't, you really should figure that out. Yes. Slender says it right here. And sometimes short-term happiness kills long-term satisfaction, which then attunes happiness. Tunes. I freaking stop using big words. The pursuit of happiness is wroth with the denigrative loops. I think you are trying to make me fumble, sir. Sci-Fi Nation, don't feel bad, Spork. I've been at the grind just over 3 years and barely over halfway to 1K. Well, guys, make sure you guys support Sci-Fi Nation. Jeez, you're right, man. I know you've been around. We kept an eye on your stuff. Let me see. Sci-Fi Nation. Sci-Fi. Gotta spell it right. Is it? Yeah, there's a hyphen. I know I am subscribed to you. Yep, right here. 523 subscribers. So guys, if you're not subscribed, here we go. This is sci-fi. Oh, I should have put the link. Okay, let's try that again. I'll put the link now. Boom. Okay. And guys, make sure you check out Slender Dad. Everybody else is in here. Brady Stay had one. Thomas has one. Everybody. Support Brahmable, Tina. Support everybody. That's the only way we're going to grow. I'm done with this. This is, I got to say this one is always the tough one because the parent me wants to protect my daughters from losing out on things because of this changing children. But I also don't want to teach my kids to hate people for who they are. Like I teach my kids to accept themselves and accept others for who they are. We made sure to be in a school district that had kids of different colors, different races, different, genders. Yeah. But like boy and girl, but different, religions, because I grew up, I think I only knew one black kid in my school in grammar school, and they left in like the third grade. It wasn't until high school, and I live outside, a couple hours outside of New York in Boston. So it's kind of weird that happened, but that's how it was back in the 80s. So I went to a high school, private school, and got to meet different types of guys, from all different levels, because it wasn't like you could get scholarships and stuff to the school. And it opened my eyes, and then college. And I didn't want my kids growing up and not knowing kids of other, like I didn't want them to see color. So I wanted them to go to a grammar school that had it was like not just one or two kids of different, like I wanted to be, enough. So there was enough. There's a great mix. I don't know what enough is, but there's a good enough mix. I was happy with it. And it's a good town and good school, and I'm happy for them. Able to meet kids that don't look just like them. My youngest daughter's in kindergarten, and one of the girls, she's becoming great friends with, has a little breathing tube. And it's just like, man, my day and age kids used to that would be something they made fun of a kid for, which is terrible because we were just kids and we didn't know any different. And it's sweet that my daughter is friends with her, and it's just like this little girl walking around with a little oh man, it breaks my freaking heart as a parent. Gets me a little choked up thinking about her parents and her, but she's, also warms my heart that my daughter is friends with any, just if you're a good person, she wants to be a friend with you. So hopefully I am raising them right. Hopefully I am. All right. There was something else I had for you guys. Let's see. Should be right here. Give me 1 second. You know what? I'm going to probably get a copyright claim for this, but I'm going to show you the Not a Blog video that George did, or this interview where he's just not talking about anything. So annoying. I mean, me and The Rock. It's a little interesting, actually, but look how old he is. All right, hold on.
Spain.
Okay, this is just him talking about something. I'm going to get a couple things together and get a drink. I will be back in a moment.
I had a number of visits to Spain in the last 20 years or so for a convention or another. And on one of them, when I go there, I do a convention, I do a book signing, I do an event or speech. But I don't then just turn around and go home. I want to see some of the country. I want to travel around. And I go to different parts. And I've only been to Gibraltar once, but it was one of my longer trips to the Iberian Peninsula, let me say. I came in and I went to Madrid and then up to, I think it was Gijón for the Semana Negra Festival, which is a big thing there. I've been guest several times. And I went to Barcelona. And then I traveled around with some of my Spanish publishers and translators to other places that I'd never been to before, including Seville. I think we stayed a couple nights in a castle.
Old.
Out in the countryside, and then down to Granada, which I wanted to see, and then to Gibraltar, which I'd read about. I'd already, of course, so I already had Casterly Rock in mind based
Look at
on
that.
Gibraltar, but I'd
That
never
is
been to
Casterly
Gibraltar,
Rock.
so it was
Try
a real fun
try
for
going
me
after
to
that.
go there.
Try
And I
that's
think I was only there for
probably
like
the easiest one to
3
defend.
nights, 3 days, but it was
How dope is that?
a lot of fun, and it really made an impression, and
Oh man.
it inspired me to even write more about Casterly Rock. And someday I hope to actually get inside there in the books, to take the characters inside.
You said in your blog that you envisaged Casterly Rock as a fortress within a rock, much like Gibraltar. So, how did your visits to Gibraltar help you develop this concept?
Very interesting, isn't it?
Well, I already had the concept, as I said, decades before I came there, just from reading about Gibraltar, reading the histories and all of that.
All right. Again, he's not talking about anything important. Not talking about anything other than his adventures. Everything is about other things than the Winds of Winter. And it's like, I want to ask these other fans, why can you keep defending him? Like, he is, to me, it's being selfish. You got us wrapped up in this world and you're not going to finish it? Because, and I get it, you got rich later in life, you're enjoying the glories of that, but don't forget what gave you those riches. It sucks. And I didn't abandon Walton on Thursday night stream. Was it on Thursday? I thought it was a Wednesday night stream. Walton runs my Wednesday night stream. It's a Mad dump. Mad is the face of the dump, but Walton runs it because sometimes Mad can't be there. And, Walton has had a rough year, and we broke ways for a little while, but I've always, behind YouTube scenes in the real world, have been supporting my friend, and he's getting into a good place. And I think, needs our support, because I think too many people have attacked him on YouTube, and that should really stop. People that he used to be so-called friends with, people that he supported their channels, he won't say it anymore, but I'll say it. Like, that's just messed up. Not you, Thomas, of course, but others. And it's like, these people were, they just can't, I don't know. Walton went through something. Everybody goes through something. It's just that it happened to be when, we were all there to see it crash and burn. But no one should be attacking him, and they wanting to see him fail, doing streams about him. Like, that's so ridiculous. Oh, man. People are losers. But he's a good human being. Like, in the real world, just like you, Thomas, a good human being. And I think we need to support good human beings. I'm going to miss you guys today. I really am. You guys are rock. I didn't get culture shock until I left small town Illinois to join the Navy. I got familiar real quick. That's how it happens. Weird occupations. Being a square foot real estate agent is common. Look at yeah, thanks, man. It is fun watching you try to read big words. I know. Keep them coming, I guess. I was going to go over it last Saturday night. Didn't have a chance, so I think we'll go over it this Saturday night. There's like the 25 mispronounced words, and I want to see how many of them I mispronounce. I know quinoa is one of them, but I say that right. All right. So now I'm going to find that alien thing I was talking about. Where is it? Okay, this is it. Hold on. There's a couple of them we will be looking at. And let me stop sharing this. Hope you guys aren't bored. Thank you, 17 to 20 people that keep watching. I love you guys, seriously. I didn't plan this one, and it's just nice having some people show up. I would have been talking to myself, which I'm fine with too. Yes, you did. I stopped by, and he said you abandoned him. I probably did. Oh, was it the one we did together on a Thursday night? And then I left and came back? Maybe? I don't remember. I probably did. but I love them and I love you. You're good people. George, hey y'all, I've got FU money now, so FU and no refunds. I'm just the Wednesday night stream for estrogen representation. Well, that's so I have to have you there, Tina, just like I have Jane and Jacob and Mark with a C on my Saturday show, because then I have female and black representation. No, and I have Mad there for burnt representation. Walton there for freaky deaky representation and witch representation. Culture for Sasquatch representation. Mr. Grant Gregory for Australians. They're weird people. Do we have any gay representation on the panel? I gotta look into that one. Need more representation, because the Saturday dump is the Friday night tights of Saturday with representation. We are more diverse. They only have a quarter black. Come on. It was the Wednesday night stream. My bad, because Tina was on the show. Yeah, I don't do Wednesday nights. I don't. Brother, love you, man. Have a safe trip down to Connecticut. I wish I could see you guys. Freaking sucks. It sucks. Love you, man. Have fun. Tell everybody there. Have fun. And give the rest of the crew a hug for me. Okay. Black object over Thirsk, England. Hey, you English. September 12th, 2022. You could come on, Democrat. Come on. Democrats are fun. You guys are easy to rile up. Hey, I mean, where you're from, you're all Democrats. We have a name for you down here. That state of yours. For a reason. I don't know if everyone knows where you live, so I'm not going to blow you up. But black object over Thirsk. Okay, so that looks like a black object, yeah. Let's see where the video is. Okay, let's see this thing. Huh. That thing ain't moving. Did it? It's not on his camera. Now, there are flies. It's just sitting there. You can kind of see a halo around it. You see it clearly enough. So how do you guys feel about things like this? Because I mean, this isn't one of the dramatic ones, but like that, there is some black object just sitting in the sky, stationary. Not many things can do that. And thank you to UF Sightings, or this guy's channel. What is it again? UFO Sightings Daily. I've subscribed. Great channel. Make sure you guys check it out. It just shows you different sightings. It's pretty interesting. But I wonder. There was another one, though, that I saw, which I found really cool, from the same site, UFO Sightings Daily. And we'll put this one up right now. The rover on Mars finding a crashed ship. What? I don't think it's really that color. Come on. That's probably a rock. Yeah, it's a rock. Okay. I'm looking at all this stuff myself. I love looking at it, though, because you got to be honest. You got to be honest with yourself. Like, even if you do that, it still looks like a rock to me. It's not petrified. It doesn't look metallic. I don't think so. I mean, I can see why they would think there's windows, but how would the windows still be intact? It's not like you can see through it. Okay, what's the next one? Hold on. Black object over Lancaster, California. 4 UFOs. Okay, we're going to see this one. And I think California, because of certain depths off the California coast, may have underwater UFOs, because I am not going to lie, I'm a believer. All right, let's see this one. That is freaky. I'm sorry. What are you doing this? Got two screens.
Look, now the three on the left are lined up.
I mean, they're not balloons.
Three on the left are lined up.
Okay, we got that. Why is that nobody else? No one else notices it? It's hanging out there, though. That is kind of strange. Let's see what else they got. Okay, black triangle. Those are usually a little bit more easy to tell. All right. I am a little weird, people. I know. Half of you are like, why are we watching this stuff? But still, I find it interesting. Yeah, right? Why is no one else seeing it? All right, I'm going to play this one. I got to take a phone call. Oh, no shit. I thought there was video of it. Oh, there is. Okay, I'll be right back. My wife is calling.
Overlooking Salt Lake, mid-September.
Hello.
Got this thing in the sky. It looks like a triangular, kind of like a gray triangular shape. It's not moving. It's just kind of floating there. Observing. What is that? It's moving. And there's another something right there. Overlooking Salt Lake, mid-September. We got this, it appears to be...
All right, Mrs. Spork says
like
hi.
a triangular shape.
What do you guys think? Mr. Grant Gregory, I just sent you the link, even though you can get on anytime you want. Smash that like button and become members. It's worth every penny for $5 Australian. Thank you, my friend. It's the first super chat of the day. Thank you very much. What do you guys think that one was?
It's moving.
Call me a
To the north
skeptic,
a
but
little bit.
these UFO sightings could be anything or exactly screaming aliens to me. Yeah, exactly. I see it. You think that one's fake? Okay. I wasn't even really looking at that one because I was on the phone. Let's go back to the... could be a kite, but that's pretty freaking far up there. That's over Salt Lake City.
observing.
Huh. Okay, hold on. Someone sent me a good one too. Where is she?
What is that?
Where is it?
It's moving. There's another something right there.
Damn, where would it go? I had a good one for you guys. Come on, Grant. Quantum fluke against light particles. How do galaxies evolve? She sent me so many good ones. I don't know which one to do. All right, one more, and then we might call it a day. Oh, you know what? This was always a funny one. How many of you are John Lennon fans? Lennon describes him seeing a UFO over New York once. No way he was super high when he saw it. Come on.
Over here, up there, I saw a UFO, and it went down the river, turned right at the United Nations, turned left, and then down the river. It wasn't a helicopter, it wasn't a balloon, and it was so near.
And it looked what sort of round, white,
just
luminescent, and silent.
Silent, and it looked dark, like black or gray in the middle, and had white lights, just looked like light bulbs, you know? Just going off, on, off, on, off, on, blink, 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 round the bottom, and on top was a red light.
How long have I been muted? Can anybody tell me how long I've been muted? Was it? Let's see whether the first... it's 4 a.m. here. Okay, first person say muted was at 12:51. Oh, so only 2 minutes? 2 minutes of mutated. Spork, boomering it. Nick, you'll notice a lot of things I come up with Gary steals. You know, you can ask Mr. Grant Gregory. Every idea I have, all of a sudden he does it. Whatever. Gary can do what he wants. He has 700,000 subs, but I'm a YouTuber's YouTuber. So most of these big YouTubers watch me to get their ideas of what's funny in the world. Okay. Thank you, everybody. What I was saying was really nice about Mr. Grant Gregory and that 70s rock fan. I was talking about how we do on Thursday night. We didn't do it this week, but next Thursday night we will be doing the next Beatles stream where we're talking about where Ringo joins the band to the Ed Sullivan Show about. So 1961 to 64. And that 70s rock fan is just, the dude is an encyclopedia. So it was right after his clip. Okay. Wow, man, I am good. Yes, Shellback. It was a boomer. Damn it. Yeah, that's why I was but I was trying to talk about us. So make sure you guys check us out. This, tomorrow on the dump, definitely. And then Wednesday, the Walton or the Mad Dump hosted by Stephen Walton. But no, Thursday, the Beatles retrospect is an awesome show. Please check us out. Again, that 70s rock fan, Mr. Grant Gregory and myself talking the Beatles. It's really that 70s show rock fan telling us stories about the Beatles and us. Well, me mostly, just like loving it. He knows so much. But I thank you all for being here tonight. I'll have to work Mr. Grant through together a quick members video, but we have a couple more since then, so we'll have to try to update that. But thank you guys for coming out on a Spork aluminum afternoon Spork. Have a great night or day. I'm not used to saying night or day. Shit. All right. Have a great day, everybody.
Special thanks to my members at Spoon Level. Sean Estep, Pops, Zax, Awesome One, Fork Level, Mr. Grant Gregory, Sean Landrigan, Soul Assassin, One Man Show, the lovely Sherry, Keely Chow, Abomination AJ, Eric K, Tina Bojan, Katina Martin, Your Barmy, Sultan Alpha Him, The Jinja Ninja, Brian Saunders, Tim F, Brian McCann, Biangster, Fletcher Williams,